This is Musings and Counsel from London Baker Law with Debbie London Baker.
My Sophia always tells me that she wished she would have become an attorney. And, it's so late in life now that she'll never fulfill that wish. But you did that.
Well, you haven't had her call me. Yeah. Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
You did that, Debbie. And and you're not, she's much older than you are, but I'm just saying, you decided somewhat in midlife to become an attorney, and you did it.
I did.
Do you ever pinch yourself?
No, because I've said this before. See, I think if it hadn't been a walk of faith, I'd probably pinch myself all the time. But it was God said go to law school. So and then once I figured out that it could happen, I just did it. But I always think it's interesting for people to say they're too old or it's too late or whatever.
I wish I would have.
And I wish I would have and people have said that to me. I said, well, just go. Well, stop. Don't make excuses. I mean, if you want to go, go. If you don't want to go, don't go. But don't make excuses. And recently somebody posted on Facebook, what did you always want to do? What did you want to do when you were younger? And I said, well, I always wanted to be a doctor, always wanted to be a doctor. And I got to be a doctor almost 50 years to the day after I graduated from high school. Wasn't a medical doctor, but it was a doctor of law. And I had not realized that until shortly before I graduated. And I still get moved by that because that was my dream always, to be a doctor. But when people say, and you can tell Sophia, I've had 3 people complete their undergraduate, they're either AAs or their BAs or a law degree using me as an inspiration, which was not what I had set out to do. And it's so humbling to know that that's the case. So, if anybody who's watching, listening, if you have something that you want to do, you need to find, if it's not, it's not a walk of faith, but it's something you want, find the people around you who will support you to do it. And you need people around you, not who are going to not say, are you sure? Or not say, do you really? But they're not going to ask you to defend yourself. They're going to be there to stand with you as you pursue the dream. And the people who don't want to do that, so going to law school, 2 of my brothers were just enthralled and tickled. And my older brother said, well, why don't you just be a paralegal? And I went, well, that wasn't what I heard. And I don't take orders well. So paralegal wasn't going to work for me. He said, but your age. I said, my age is that has nothing to do with, what does that have to do with it? Well, what about the money? Has nothing to do with it. It has to do with, this is the path I'm on. And if you're not going to support me, then go away for 4 years. It's okay. I understand you love me, but you're not helping here.
Right. And let me go one more step even further. Not only did you become an attorney, but of all areas of law to practice, you went into an area of law that you really, truly have to really care for other people. Because there's a lot of emotion that's involved in estate planning.
Yeah, there is.
So it shows where your heart is. That of all areas, the easiest would have probably been family law. You could have started making money right away. But you went into estate planning, which I know a lot of estate planning attorneys from Ask the Experts. You really, really have to care about people. And it's so obvious that you do.
Thank you. It's been a real gift. God knew what he was doing.
Always.
He knew he knew what he was doing. He hasn't told me he made a mistake. And every time I talk somebody out of needing me, because there's a way to do what they want to do without needing a lawyer, or I can direct them to, if it's not me, I can direct them. I've always been driven to be of service. There's nothing more that gives me greater pleasure than to be of service. So this woman who called me this morning, who's going to have, she says, well, we need to talk about fees, and we need to talk about time. I said, well, my fees are exorbitant and it'll take endless time. And then I laughed. I said, here's the thing. We'll make it work. We will get it done before October 13th. Not to worry. We'll have it done and you'll be fine. And, I've done several like that, which are even a faster turnaround than that. Because if I can give you peace of mind going into the hospital, Steve, or a friend of yours, so that your loved ones have peace of mind, there's just no greater joy. There's no greater joy.
Well, we have run out of time. For those of you who are listening on radio, Debbie, give everybody your phone number and how they can reach you.
Sure. I'm in Tampa at 813-586-1332. I'm licensed in the state of Florida. But if you have somebody who has a question, there's general knowledge I can provide, and I'm always glad to have a conversation.
This has been Musings and Counsel from London Baker Law. Learn more at londonbakerlaw.com. Thanks for listening.